Hello, welcome to Paleo Greenbird. I'm Greenbird, and today we're going to be reducing a piece of Flintridge down to a biface stage. And as you can see, it's kind of an odd shaped piece. There's a bunch of junky quartz right in there we'll have to deal with. But if you look where the cortex is chipped away, you can see it's a really beautiful stone. I can tell by the way it feels really glassy and high quality. So pretty excited to work this. So let's give it a go. So the first thing I want to do is I want to look at the stone and see, you know I want to flatten this, but you can see there's a huge sloping edge here. So how do I flatten it and not make it as skinny as the skinniest point, because I want to get rid of all this cortex. So I'll probably end up breaking off, a good portion of this edge here, but we'll play it by ear. The first thing I'm going to do, I think, is, let's see here. I think I'm going to blast off this edge right here, this platform right here, just to try and thin that part out a little bit, so that when I come back to take this side, it's a little easier. Create end shock, or not end shock, but if it hits on there, it'll break it, so I'll take that off. I think I'm going to keep working this one edge where I'm peeling the cortex off. We're just going to biface this. Look at that beautiful stone under there. That's just gorgeous, if you can't see that. Beautiful. Alright, so now I'm going to head up here where this quartz is, this junky quartz. I'm going to try and blast off this big chunk right here. There is kind of a crack that follows this, so I'm not sure exactly how this is going to turn out. But we'll find out shortly. Good support. Alright, that was weird. Still have that big spot there. I'm going to try to take it out again. Just chipped off a little edge there. Go. That's not bad. So that big junky quartzy spot, ow, sharp, popped off. So now what I think what I'll do is thin this spot right here, because that's my other flat edge, and then I'll come back and I'll peel off all this cortex on the top. But I feel like this needs to be addressed right now, because this will, if I hit this platform right, it'll also take off some of that cortex. It's kind of weird when you're working stones that are really, really thick on one side and really, really skinny on the other. I find them challenging because it's just sort of hard to imagine your center line ahead of time. And I have a little bit of a hinge right there, so I need to hit this pretty aggressively to undercut that hinge. That didn't work. I'm going to move down a little bit, down the platform. Alright, so there's the flake I took. There's the hinge I was trying to undercut, right here. And it worked out great. And left me a little platform right here, should I choose to take that one. So let's take a look at the rock. I think I'm going to come back to this thick fat edge over here I want to try and thin this as evenly as possible so I don't break it. So this right here is the thickest part. So I'm going to take that, I don't know, it's not really a platform, but that angled edge right there. If I can get this thin enough to start zigzagging it, that would make me happy. My billets are a little beat up too. They could use some maintenance. Who's got time for that? Okay, so I'm going to hit this kind of high. I hope I don't get a hinge. Alright, three strikes, and you stop and you do something different. I'll keep going. Bring it a little bit more. Let's try it again. Good support. Make sure I'm supporting everything. Alright, sounds better than before. Okay, so there's the platform I took. Here's the chunk that came off. Look at that quartz right there. I don't know how that's going to affect us. We'll see. You can see big pocket of quartz right there. So that may change the shape of our point. Do a little bit of cleanup here. Got a little hinge right here, so I'm going to try and take it out from the other side. There we go. I think that worked. Beautiful flakes. Look at that stone. That stone is just so beautiful. Took that hinge out. Got another little one right here, but I'll take that out later. And I think now it looks like it's thickest towards the tip right here on this side, so I'm going to blast a flake off here. Just trying to get it thin enough to where I can start zigzagging. In fact, I'm going to grind the whole thing though, so I don't end up cutting myself. I'm not wearing a glove right now. For some reason I keep forgetting to put my glove on. I don't really like it. So, that's the platform right there that I want to take. This Flintridge is not really particularly easy to grind. So I try and support it as best I can on all the edges, because I know that as we start to thin this out there could be end shock, especially with these quartz pockets. You never know what's going to happen. And this platform is kind of in a funny direction. You can see it angles inward. It's not desirable at all. I don't know how this is going to work out. In fact, I'm going to bill it down just so I get better aim. Alright, I did go 4, so let's see if I paid the price. Okay, we got a thinning flake. It dove a little deep, but it gave us a platform right here to take, which is what we're going to do. I'm going to take it from the side instead. I tried to drive it down straight this way. I'm going to have to get it from the side instead of going straight down. I should have done that to begin with. And I'm going to go back up to my 1-inch billet. A little bit of leg support, but mostly the hands. Try and blast off this high spot right here. I'm going to hit it this direction. And we did. So now you can see that little V, the little ridge mark there. Take that off right now. I can use a lot of force, just enough to take it off, feather it. Support, again, I'm supporting. trying to touch the top, trying to touch the bottom and the back all at the same time, so I don't get any unshock. This stone is not cheap, and this is really good, high quality Flintridge. So I cleaned up that bottom a little bit. Almost ready to zigzag. In fact, let's see if we can get ourselves a little bit of a zigzag. You'll see sometimes when I'm zigzagging, I don't always flip it every hit. It just depends. I mean, look at the stone. And if you feel like you need to hit it on the same side that you just hit it on, do it. Chickens are going a little crazy right now. So this is where we're at. We're starting to flatten the stone out. Beautiful color on this side. Need to start getting rid of the cortex on the other side. But I'm going to continue the process of zigzagging, because that's what's going to help us do that. Let's grind it. If you find yourself starting to make a mistake, the best thing is to just take a break for a second, grind. Sometimes you can get hyper-focused on what you're doing, and that makes you want to take shortcuts or not grind or do things that you wouldn't normally do. Start from this little thin part here. I'm going to try and see if I can start a zigzag. It's way thick to be zigzagging, but I don't really want to thin too much more, because if I thin too much, it'll be difficult to get this cortex on this other side off. So I want to try and get that cortex off while the stone is still kind of thick. That was a nice flake. Took a good portion of that off. And see how I have a platform there, so even though I'm zigzagging, I'm just going to take that one. There's no rule that says you have to flip it over every time. Yeah, there we go. It's removing a lot of that. Take just a tiny flake on this side. There we go. Do some more grinding. I mean, the purpose of taking these flakes is to zigzag, but if I can encourage the flake to take off additional cortex, then that's what we want, right? I'm going to jump up here real quick. Oh, so a nice hinge. I'll have to fix that. That's what I get for deviating from the process. It's alright though, still plenty thick to clean up, especially on that side. So I think I just hit a crack because I got a really weird flake. have to. Sometimes you'll get cracks in the stones. But let's see. Alright, so I got this hinge right here. You can see that. I am going to try and work something on this other side and blast off that hinge. But I have to be careful because this end is thick. I don't want to let that stay too thick. I don't want to get fixated on this. Because if the one end gets too thick, too thin rather, and the other end is thick, it could snap. I could get myself into a situation where end shock gets me. So I'm going to work a little bit of this base first. Right? Give myself some platforms. Okay. A little platform. I try and drive it as much this way as I can to take off that big stuff, but it's pretty junky over here, so I'm guessing I'm not going to make it all the way across. It's going to probably stall, but at least it'll thin off a little bit. Yeah, thinned a little bit. Another little quartz pocket right there. Work on this base just a little bit more, and then we'll go back to that hinge and fix that. Okay. I might even go 3 on this one. So I set myself a platform right here, and I'm hoping to blast off right here. I'm hoping to blast off that big thick spot where that hinge is. But that's a big area, so we'll see. I'll try and support as best I can. Alright, at least I got a clean flake. Didn't take care of that hinge. I'm still going to have to go back and take care of that, but at least I feathered out a little bit. I'm going to try and isolate this a little bit by grinding either side of the platform. Here's my platform, so I'm going to grind this side, just to try and isolate it a little. And I'm going to bill it down. And that did the trick. Took off most of that hinge. There's still some stuff over here, but that was not what I was trying to take out. Cool. So that worked. Now I'm going to do the same thing right here. Try and get off some of this thick stuff here. And we're just bifacing, so it doesn't have to be perfect. We'll fix that up when we go to make a point out of it. Good. Alright, so now I need to start focusing again on this fat edge down here. Okay, so I'm bifacing this. Even though it's a Cortex there, I'm not worried about it. I can get that out with pressure flaking or whatever I need to do. But this base is still really thick, so I need to start doing that zigzagging. I'm going to stick with my 3/4 inch billet because it seems to be working pretty well. And what I'm doing is I'm holding this so that it's touching where my pinky finger is, my thumb is touching it, my finger's touching it. As much contact as I can to try and prevent end shock. Maybe just cut myself. Maybe try something different. Just zigzagging this. It'll give me the platforms that I need to thin this out. I can either take them as they come, or I can just wait until I'm done zigzagging. Take them then. Either way, I just have to get rid of that flat edge. It'll still be thick, but it won't be flat. Again, even though it's called zigzagging, sometimes I'll take a hit off the same side because, you know, it depends on, you can read the stone, you can tell where you need to hit it. So here's our biface right now. It's pretty ugly, it needs more percussion for sure. But let's clean it up a little bit, let's shape it, get it ready to become whatever it wants to be. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to kind of grind all the edges, take any platform I find that I think will bring the edges closer to its desired center line. Again, we're not trying to make it perfect. The old boys would do this at the site of the material, and they'd take these, they'd put them in their pack or whatever, they'd bring them home, and that's what they would knap. Makes a lot more sense than carrying big, giant, heavy stones, doesn't it? There we go. That was a good flake. You can always hear the good flakes. They just have like a ring to them. Not even like just saying it, like it's a ring. You hear the sound it makes. It's like a beautiful clinking sound. So that's the sound. Paying attention to my center line. Again, it's easy to forget, but remember your support. Touch as much of the point as you can at this point of the biface, because otherwise you're going to get end shot. Don't let it be on your pad because it'll break every time. You really want to cradle it at this point, unless you're napping off the hand like a lot of people do, but I have a hard time with that. It's okay. That's all I needed was a little flake. See some platforms here at the tip. I'm being opportunistic right now. You don't want the tip to get too thick. You don't want it to get thicker than the rest of the point, because then it'll break for sure. Always nice when that happens. So I'm getting this pretty thin. One more strike here on the tip. I'll support it as best I can. You might get a flake in your finger, but it's better than losing your point. There we go. Back in with another platform, although I'm going to clean it up a little bit. Always grind. Support, touching as much of the point as I can. My finger is under where that flake is going to travel. I don't want to press on it because it'll stop the flake, give me early termination, but I want to support it. Just let it know that I'm there. Good. Take another one. Neighbor's dog is going crazy. It's probably my chickens. Better. You can see, you can hear it. Yeah, you hear those little chippy noises? They're never as good as when you hear that clink. Always want to keep an eye on your center line at this point. Taking opportunistic platforms. No, I'm not really showing a lot in the camera. Apologize for that. Probably talking more than anything. But at this point, I mean, we're pretty thin. It's not a whole lot to show. Just taking opportunistic platforms when I see them. I'm not taking too much off, even though it's tempting to sort of shape it into the point that you want it to be. You never know when you're going to need a platform, so you're kind of better off just leaving the stone there until you really know you don't need it. It's amazing the different flakes you get when you nap off the hand like this. It's really cool. You should try it. So we've got... I just realized that you couldn't see any of that. So we have our biface here. Pretty well shaped. Just still trying to thin out some of those thicker edges. But like I said, you know, this is a biface. This isn't a finished product. I can feel a thick spot right here, though. Would like to take care of that. So let's see if we could take a nice long flake without breaking this. Wasn't super long. So now I have a platform right by that quartz vein. Kind of scares me a little bit. Alright, So even though this needs a little bit more cleaning up, I think we're going to leave it here. Oh, there we go. I guess I work good under pressure. Alright, so thanks for joining me today. This is what we ended up with. Got a little bit of Quartz still on that side. Beautiful Flintridge. This will make a nice arrow point of some sort. I don't know about that quartz, if we'll make this a necklace or if we'll turn it into a functional point, but thanks for joining. If you have any questions at all about this or about flint knapping in general, please let me know. I really appreciate you watching the videos, and I appreciate all of your comments. I have a lot of fun doing this, so until next time, this is Paleo Greenbird signing out, and please have a wonderful day.